ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Good to have you with us this midday. I'm Jim Patton, and we are following that latest from the fire that sparked last night, feeding off of dangerous weather conditions here in San Diego. And we have team coverage of the situation this morning. Marie Cornell in a neighborhood in Rancho San Diego where residents are assessing the damage, including one home that was destroyed. Jared Aarons out on the I-8 in East County, where all that wind is causing problems on the road, even overturning this truck this morning. Vanessa Paz monitoring SDG&E's grid shutoffs, leaving thousands of people without power. And I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Virginia Chaw and ABC 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry. Good to see you both as always, tracking the latest conditions. Megan is, and we're going to go hear from them very shortly, but let's take a quick look around where we stand right now. The Willow Fire sparked late last night, and in the time since has grown to about 30 acres. Crews this morning reported stopping the fire spread. Containment now at about 50%. There were evacuation orders overnight, but those have been lifted. Unfortunately, the fire destroying one home, damaging several others. An unfortunate outcome, but with the conditions, there were concerns that this could have been a lot worse. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell joining us live in Rancho San Diego, where many homeowners, Marie, are breathing a sigh of relief this morning.
They certainly are, Jim, but first I want to show you, you talked about the one house that was destroyed. That is right behind me. You can see firefighters have already taped around that area. But as you mentioned, the residents we did speak with today, they say they are so thankful that firefighters were able to keep this fire from spreading.
I could see the red sky and the smoke, and of course there was fire trucks and sheriff's cars all over the place.
Those are the images Dennis Runyon can't seem to forget as he got ready to leave his home. He, like many others, woke up to news that he had to evacuate because the Willow Fire had gotten too close to their neighborhood on Wind River Road in Rancho San Diego. Battalion Chief Andy Lawler says there were so many factors going against them. The biggest issue, dealing with the wind.
Any type of wind-driven fire that's burning upslope, with these type of wind conditions, it's not uncommon to lose several homes. Initially, we thought we had several homes that were involved with fire.
But crews were able to gain control of the fire quickly. 6 homes had smoke and heat damage, mostly porches and decks, and one home was destroyed. You can see all that's left of their patio and barbecue area. Dennis says he has a home to return to, all thanks to the firefighters.
This neighborhood has a lot of eucalyptus trees, so I was really concerned if one home, caught on fire, it could have just taken off.
Now, the cause of this fire is still under investigation, but fire officials tell us they will be back out here later today with the bomb and arson team. Reporting from Rancho San Diego, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. Let's bring in meteorologist Megan Perry. Now, Megan, that powerful wind coupled with the dry conditions made for high fire danger overnight. How do things look now and moving forward?
So it's still pretty windy right now in much of the county. The worst of the winds are behind us, but we're not out of the woods just yet. Let me actually start with our hour-by-hour wind forecast, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know. What's it going to look like the rest of the day? So the worst winds were last night and this morning. As we head into the afternoon, we'll see those winds transition from strong to moderate, and we'll have winds pick up a little bit overnight, but nothing like what we saw last night or what we're still seeing this morning. Big Black Mountain in the North County, look at that big purple up there, 76 miles per hour right now. Descanso at 44, Otay Mountain at 46 miles per hour. Even in Escondido, we're seeing gusts to 25, and to Carlsbad up to 30 miles per hour. But the strongest winds were early this morning, about 1, 2 o'clock this morning. Big Black Mountain and Sill Hill gusting over 90 miles per hour. Hurricane force wind gusts. East Willows Road near Alpine, 76 miles per hour. So those winds are still strong, but they are tapering off. I am going to be pinpointing those winds, how long they're going to be with us, because that red flag warning does continue until Saturday night, what you can expect each day moving forward. Jim?
Well, crews doing a great job getting ahead of the Willow Fire, and across the county, fire crews have been on alert with increased staffing due to these volatile weather conditions. And we are joined by San Diego Fire Rescue Battalion Chief Robert Hartman, who is filling in as shift commander, can speak to the resources here. Battalion Chief Hartman, welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good, sir. And where are we in San Diego? How prepared are we for what these conditions are bringing us?
So what the San Diego Fire Department has done is we monitor weather patterns. So we knew the Santa Anas were coming, and based on what those weather patterns and modeling show, we have decided to upstaff not only brush rigs, which would normally be cross-staffed. So we have dedicated crews on these brush rigs, so they have a quicker response. They're throughout the city of San Diego. We've also increased the staffing of our helicopters, so we have an additional helicopter that's available. And also, we are expecting higher surf on Friday, Saturday, so we've also increased the staffing of our lifeguards.
We mentioned the Willow Fire and how quickly crews jumped on that, and we were talking earlier. You said you wanted to mention a few things about that.
Yeah, so just the fire department has made a plan based on the weather, and we're just asking that citizens also make that plan. So the Willow Fire was a great example of people having to quickly evacuate their houses at a moment's notice. This was in the middle of the night, so I'm sure many people were not expecting to do such a thing. So we're asking that people be prepared, have a plan, have those documents ready, have those photos that are irreplaceable, medications, pets, anything that you're going to need to be self-sufficient for a while, have that ready to go. And the Willow Fire was just a great example of that.
And it's something we've been through time and again here in San Diego, and we remind ourselves, I think, just about every year, several times a year. Battalion Chief Hartman with San Diego Fire Rescue, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That strong wind is causing problems for drivers, too. The Highway Patrol has closed a section of the 8 from Alpine to Imperial Highway to all high-profile vehicles. ABC 10 News reporter Jared Aarons is live near the freeway where truck drivers are being told to turn around. Jared, you can hear how dangerous it is.
You can feel it too, and this actually is a lot calmer than it was even an hour ago, although we're still feeling some big gusts. So here's what's going on. Take a look down this way, and you can see on the eastbound 8, they're making everybody get off the freeway. If you're in a regular sized car or truck, you can get back on after the exit, but anything with a trailer, any large high profile vehicle has to either turn around or wait. And so you can see as you look across to the side of the road, all these semi trucks parked on the side of the freeway, all of them have decided to sit it out until the wind dies down even more. Wind gusts as high as 70 miles an hour whipped across the 8 freeway Thursday morning, creating dangerous driving conditions for big rigs and even small trucks with trailers, all of them forced off the road before they get blown off their course.
What was this road like? I mean, as you were getting to this point, how much was this truck shaking?
A lot.
What did it feel like?
It was like a tornado.
Other drivers tell ABC 10 News they're used to the freeway closing for snow, but never wind like this. Many chose to wait it out rather than turn back. Overnight, this semi in Descanso was one of 2 big trailers that fell victim to the wind as it pummeled the bed even after blowing it down. Firefighters struggled to walk against the force of the gale, and then had to break the windshield to help out a man, a woman, and their dog. No one suffered any major injuries, the man even giving 2 thumbs up after being rescued. And in Spring Valley, wind toppled trees, snapping their trunks, leaving debris across the road, evidence of its destructive power. I spoke to highway patrol officers here. They say they don't know really when this wind is going to die down and when they'll be able to let all these trucks continue on their deliveries and their drives. One officer told me it could be as late as this afternoon or evening. Reporting live in Alpine, Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News.
You know, everybody's watching their favorite program, and all of a sudden all the electricity went off.
And tens of thousands of San Diegans are still without power this morning because of the fire risk during the strong wind event. Let's get to ABC 10 News reporter Vanessa Paz, who's live at home. Vanessa, SDG&E says it could be days before people's power is restored.
That's right, Virginia. And as of last check, there are still over 70,000 SDG&E customers without power this Thursday morning. And it's a minor improvement in comparison to a few hours ago. But SDG&E saying that this could just be the beginning for customers who are still without power. They could see those outages lasting through the weekend.
Since this is kind of like the first time it's happened to us, I just quite don't know yet. It is cold in our house, and we can't cook anything, and I guess I can bust out, our barbecue or something, but yeah.
Now, that was Tracy Smith, a Lakeside resident, who said her power went off late last night. And even though SDG&E confirmed they gave customers a 48-hour notice, she said she wasn't given any heads up. Now, here's a map of exactly who is affected by these outages so far. You could see everything highlighted in them. Those are all the cities affected, and it spans near Temecula, east of Campos, south of Chula Vista and East Lake. A spokesperson with SDG&E said the weather and the winds will be the determining factor of when power will get restored, but they're giving a lengthy estimation to be on the safe side. At 8 a.m. this morning, did confirm that 31 of their 220 weather stations have already met or exceeded Santa Ana wind gust records. And if you are waking up this morning with power and need resources still, like Wi-Fi or outlets, SDG&E has set up 10 drive-up community centers across neighborhoods highly affected by outages and high winds, where you'll find water supply, Wi-Fi, and charging stations. SDG&E team members will take your devices and charge them for you so you don't have to get out of the car. Earlier, we stopped there, and of course, it was pretty empty, but they do have all hands on deck. SDG&E is advising those who still have power to make sure that all of your devices are charged. And if you need medical supplies that require electricity, make sure to have a backup plan. They also said if you have questions, SDG&E urges you not to call them unless it's an emergency, but instead to find all of their resources on their website, because a lot of the answers to customer questions, they said, are listed there. They update it every minute on the hour. Reporting live from home this morning, Vanessa Paz, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Vanessa. And those power outages are also affecting school schedules today for in-person and virtual learning. So here is a look at some of the districts affected. Class canceled today for every school in these East County districts: Alpine Union, Dehesa, and Warner Unified. The Cajon Valley Union School District has closed a few select schools for the day, and you can see those listed here. And finally, Poway Unified closing these schools this morning. They say one of their main concerns is the outages knocking out their HVAC systems, limiting ventilation, and that creates a safety concern surrounding COVID. Any other Poway schools that lose power will be closed for the same reason. Jim?
Virginia, all these dangerous conditions not confined to San Diego. Strong winds stoking fires elsewhere this morning. This is the bonfire burning in Orange County. Started just minutes before the Willow Fire here in San Diego. But the bonfire has exploded to more than 4,000 acres, and it is currently 0% contained. And north of that fire, the airport fire burning in Corona. And is this tape or are these live pictures we're seeing here? This is live right here. You see that water drop happening at this moment there. Last update was that it was at 105 acres, but it's causing all kinds of problems. Fire sparked near the Corona Municipal Airport and has forced officials to close down both directions of main artery in the region, Highway 71. Now, evacuation warnings have also been issued to some areas. As you pull out, though, you get a sense of the structure is appearing to be somewhat of a safe distance away. Also, we're seeing a lot of white smoke there, which is generally a good sign, as we know, that the fire is being hit directly by those water drops like the one that we just saw. We're going to continue to stay on top of all the developments with the fires in these conditions. You can find more and see the real-time forecast in your neighborhood on our free 10 News smartphone app.